Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Four Letter Nerd, a Hyro Geekix Unlimited production. I am your host tonight, Lady Sindel, the Khaleesi of the Geeks, Katarina, the Glue, whatever. It's all like relative anyway, right? Today, we are going to be talking about the LGBTQIA, LGBTQIA plus. I hope I got that right. The Alphabet Mafia and their relevance in media, comics, movies, whatever. I am wearing my hug dealer shirt. If you know me, you know that that is a true representation of who I am. But that's enough about me. Let's bring in my fine cohorts. Firstly, I have to say that Burgifine Big Daddy is not joining us tonight, but he is with us in spirit as always. Um, I would like to bring on Pure Mayhem. He needs no other introduction. The bugs to our group. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me tonight.
It is my pleasure to have you on the show that you do every week.
Well, I want. Thank you for messing up my composure.
Sorry about that.
It's great. It's great. First of all, your twin just said hi, and also you look amazing. Great
Thank
shirt.
you.
Just wanted to give you that compliment. And I'm glad to do this. I'm happy to be here. Always. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a yellow shirt.
I do. I love your relish. I love your yellow shirt.
All right, we're doing great.
Command yellow if you're a fan of the Trek. I'm off to a great start here. This is why I don't host. This is why I don't host, ladies and gentlemen.
Great.
This is why I don't host.
Anybody says you're doing great.
Is Reggie?
Yes, he's ready.
Ready. So let's bring on the Reg Man. Always a pleasure to have our other cohort. He who bangerangs.
So my computer was being dumb and it was not trying to give me my images for tonight, so I had to go yell at it and beat it with a USB drive. Well, actually, not my computer, Facebook.
Because you know, my phone move across my glasses as I try to find a non-glary spot for it.
Oh, this is a technical Wednesday today, huh?
I know.
There's problems today, yes.
We're doing so good, guys. A well-oiled machine.
Hey, Steve. Welcome.
There's oil. I don't know if it's well oiled.
Hey, Steven. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Get my zhuzhin on.
Look out.
You guys.
If you are just joining us, I am the Ragmatag host tonight for our LGBTQIA plus episode. Yes. We have picked, I know that I have overpicked, but that's okay because Percy's not here tonight.
Yes.
I have overpicked people in the queer people that are involved in comics or media of some kind, films, movies, mangas, books, what have you. Just highlighting some of their contributions to media in general and just pushing us forward socially as people. As everyone who's been around for a minute knows that I am a very, very proud ally to many people and have been very blessed to have two children that identify in the Alphabet Mafia. And so seeing them uplifted, just like anyone else, is always a joy for me. And I thank these two gentlemen for not only suggesting the topic, but letting me be the one to kind of drive the bus off the cliff, because it feels like that's what I'm doing right now.
The last bus I was on was the Magic School Bus, so I'm just saying.
Wait, are we talking the Magic School Bus as in the cartoon, or like
Magic School Bus?
The Magic School Bus.
I cannot confirm or deny these allegations. I need to get my cup.
I stated earlier, Stephen Daddy is not with us today. He's been harangued into his day job. Lame.
Right.
So I would absolutely love to start with Reggie since Mayhem has gone. Reggie, let us see your picks, whose voices you would like to amplify tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amplify them voices.
Usually we talk, and
Legit
we haven't at all talked before this episode, and it shows. But I just have to ask, were there any repeats?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's
No.
great. That's fantastic.
All right. So hopefully this works. And because I'm on the backup computer.
I would
So I
just
know how this
say
works.
quickly,
But we're gonna find out real quick. Real quick. Real quick.
Actually, you know what? I'll wait till my turn. Actually, that's better.
Oh, wait. Oh, he's gonna wait till his turn.
Look
Wait,
at
you
me.
have something to say now?
Yes. But I'll wait.
We're like, is he gonna say it? Are you ready, Reggie?
I'm trying to get there. It's gonna work. Hey, it's
Is
gonna
it
work.
the
All
merch
There
right.
we
store?
go.
All right.
Just working
So
out the
this
kinks,
is-
which we don't shame, by the way.
That's
Yes,
right.
we
So
don't.
my first one up is Danny Lore. They are the author of a whole host and artist of a whole host of different comic books. And here you can see their list right here. There's Queen of Bad Dreams,
Oh,
Order
James
Killer, James
Bond.
Bond, Deadbeats, The Good Fight Again, The Wilds, and a Phoenix First Must Burn. But the one that I really want to focus on is
Do it.
Is it showing?
No.
No.
Of course not. Why would it? Why would it?
There we go. No, that we've lost it.
We
So
lost
why don't you describe to us what it is if we're having
It
these
is
technical difficulties?
Bloodline, the daughter of Blade.
Oh, dope. You know
So
what I
good.
found in my research here, and I'm sorry to like kind of take us off target already, is
You're
how
fine.
many people we did not realize were involved in these major projects. And it just like in one sense it's fantastic because I don't think anyone wants to be identified just by their sexuality,
Yeah.
Right.
but it's people who are not hiding their sexuality and still doing these able to do these amazing things that makes like me really proud of where we are, even though we're not doing great right now. We're still doing better, and better is always the way to go. At least it's up, even if it's kind of at a slant. But go ahead.
Absolutely true. Yes. So I chose two authors that put out comics that I like. And I was gonna grab a webtoon artist, and I'm sure there's like tons of them, but my computer was giving me issues, so I didn't have time to do that because I did my homework early for once, and then I was like, "Ooh, let me add on at the last minute," and then everything told me no. So that's what I get for doing my work early and not in the last half hour like I normally do.
Yeah, that's why I procrastinate, because it continues to work out better for me.
Right? Right? Well, this time it didn't, because Facebook is like, you can't send all those pictures to yourself. Mooey. Anyway.
Okay, well, I have my name.
I didn't
for
know
next
Facebook
week.
sounded like that, but now
I
It
have
does.
my
That's-
name.
now
You
every
didn't
time I
know?
get a notification from Facebook, that's the voice that I'm going to hear.
Facts is like,
That's what
"Mooey."
Facebook sounds like. It's Facebook. Mooey.
You know, in my head, he was always the kid on recess that was the tattletale, the principal's like favorite.
Well, yeah, that's kind of sort of what that
Randall.
voice. I'm gonna tell Mrs. Frink on all of you.
Yeah,
See,
like that.
It's like that. It's just
That
less
is an
nasally.
amazing impression.
Mooey. It's Facebook. It's Facebook. That's what Facebook sounds like. Pretentious and full of itself, and thinks it knows better than everyone else.
Facts, Mia.
I'm just saying. So yes, I chose this one. I just started reading this one because I did on Free Comic Book Day pick up her quote unquote official first appearance in the Avengers comic book that was out for Free Comic Book Day, and it had her first appearance, and I'm like, ooh, Blade has a daughter. Let's go and see what this is about. And so I haven't had a chance to get too far, but I do have the covers from the first 5 issues that I've started to pick up and read, and so I'm very excited about this.
I really like the title too, Bloodline. That's clever.
Right? Because she is.
Mayhem, you have a question?
Yes, hi.
Yes.
Mayhem from the second column in a row. How did he have this daughter? Was the
He's
next
half human.
involved?
I mean, I haven't gotten that far yet. So once I know,
Sometimes the
let-
comics.
I'm
do
going
the
to
cloning.
assume the old-fashioned way because he is
Right.
half human.
and
But
Blade is,
Mhm.
And
Blade
even in
and-
other media, male vampires are able to procreate, just the female ones are not.
this
Really?
is true. Yes.
I never noticed that.
Because technically their wombs die, so therefore
Patriarchy. That's what
Yeah,
it
that
is.
sounds like it.
Yeah, that too.
Because like
That too.
semen.
Then there was the weird
after you
egg
die?
thing in Van Helsing, which we're not going to get into, but go on.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
That.
I have so
Yeah,
many.
so
I have so many other comments that aren't probably beneficial to this. To this
when
show.
has that stopped you before? But anyway.
Yeah, but this is different because like mine was more like, all right, if you became a vampire, then you don't have to worry about a certain friend every month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If
For
you're
women.
a woman.
Yeah,
For women,
that's
right.
true. That's true.
But you know, and that, as much as that seems like a benefit, but then you're still dead and have to feed on people who are alive. And then as a man, apparently you still get horny enough to do the nasty with
you
women
see,
and procreate.
Well, let's go first to the fact that this is fake and it's been made up to have certain rules.
But the logic,
So,
you know,
because if they're selling like vampires are supposed to be sexy,
right?
and what is, you know, a man has to be virile, and the thing that makes him virile and gives him that vitality is the ability to procreate.
Okay. I'm gonna
Listen
say
to the knowledge that this lady is dropping on you, sir.
no, she's right, 100%. I'm just.
Hey, Bergie, what do you think? I agree with Kat. See, two for
There you
two.
go. There you go, Reggie. Bergie said it. Bergie said it. It's true for sure.
Wow, it's like he
no,
was
no,
in the
I-
room with me. That was
You gotta
uncanny.
get that low daddy voice. Now, now,
I
now,
can't.
don't
I would
disrespect
never.
my
I would
English
never
code,
disrespect Berger Fine by trying to recreate what comes naturally to him. It's in the black from the waist down. I don't have that.
but it is. This is true.
Well,
This is
no,
true.
I almost put my tagline is you have to use both hands.
We did. We
You
had
know?
this talk before
He's
last
still
show.
talking about that. He's still
He was gonna
talking.
do it.
Oh my god!
I feel like he owes me $20 for that. Like
Listen,
he does.
I mean,
I
I
wanna
don't
say
see why
thank
he
you.
wouldn't.
I just want to say thank you to all of our participants, all our P viewers, and everyone who buys for the shop who make this happen. It's really because of you. Like we had the idea, but you guys suggested things, and it just spiraled down.
Yeah,
Um,
down.
You're right. It just spiraled around. Up, whatever. Please continue to hit up Mia Shelton in her DMs. Be nice, of course. Say hi. Tell her she's beautiful. And then tell her your suggestion, of course, so we can make it happen with or without his knowledge. This onesie with the butt flap. I know I said last week I was all, yes, I know I was for the Speedo, but if this onesie happens, oh, for sure. I'm going to be hosting with that on. I'm going to be hosting. You won't see the butt flap because, you know.
Censorship.
Oh, I was just being nice.
I feel like this is something that we could all wear to one of the after parties and just.
Yo, my Bergie butt flap.
We should make one of the after parties a pajama party and like everybody roll out in like Bergie onesies.
We would have so much fun.
Yeah, if I thought Bergie was going to watch this episode, I'd be real concerned right now, but I know he won't, so we're good. We're
Right,
safe.
'cause he's at
Nobody
work.
tell him.
Nobody tell them, please.
All two people watching, you better shut your.
Remember, the website is Horror Geeks Unlimited. Definitely check it out. If you need the link, you can go to our Facebook page. It's posted there, as well as our Instagram as well. Or just hit one of us up in case you can't find it for whatever reason. We'll give it to you, no problem. Support the merch. You're supporting Virgie, Big Daddy Virgie, and us. Of course, we thank you nonetheless.
We do. Reggie.
Yes.
So you did one. Was that the only one that you had?
No, I
Or
have
did
another.
you? Okay, please.
I have another.
You have another. How
Another.
many do you have in total?
I have two total. You know,
Oh.
because the rule of two. There can only be two.
The Master and the Apprentice, and then I
That's
went.
right.
And I have 6. I have an academy.
Yes, you do. You're the old school Sith before they invented the rule and started, they opened up whole schools on planets and somehow magically most of those people died as did those planets. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go watch and or read and or play the Old Republic stuff
I feel
from
like
Star
they need
Wars.
to redo their mission statement. Maybe not 6, maybe 4. 2 more than 2, 2 less than 6. Just saying.
I mean, I don't know, because you saw how the
like a Master
just-
Apprentice and a spare, just in case.
You know,
I mean, technically they
instead
did
of-
that.
and
That's
if they
what
focused on
Star
killing
Killer
the
was supposed to be.
Jedi more so than killing each other. I'm just saying.
That's where the
Listen, I
problems
just want to
came in the
ask why
school.
the Jedi say that only the Sith deal in absolutes when they themselves are dealing in absolutes. But this
Right, I'm
episode
sorry.
is getting away from us.
Okay, one more off the rails comment because only Sith deal in absolute. There is no try, do or do not, bruh. That's an absolute.
Right? Try not, do or do not. There is no try. That sounds pretty absolute to me.
Yeah,
Us saying that they can't have any family or any kind of emotional
attachment.
connections, any kind of attachments, when that's what makes them good, the emotional attachments. It's just like, you know what? I'm going to get angry. Let's move on.
This would have been a great
We'll
segue
we'll do another
for a
episode on
certain
just
vodka.
stuff about Star Wars that pisses me off.
Yeah, this
You know
would
what
have been a great
Grant's Herrick
segue.
is about Star Wars? She's gonna tell you. That's a very lovely mug.
Hey, Absolute, if you're watching this, please sponsor us. We'll create a whole episode and then do a segue to your product.
We even
No,
have
this-
a special
this is
edition label.
Water from rice from Japan.
This is this is Burgie juice.
You're making me not want to drink this now. I have a honey chai turmeric vitality tea.
Nice.
Yogi, please also sponsor us. You're
Oh,
welcome.
nice.
Go ahead.
Look out now. All right, so this is my next author up. And this one, like, there's this part of me that likes slice of life adventure series, anime, manga, comic books. And when it's about girls that are empowering themselves and learning about themselves, I like it even more. Like, there's an anime that I watched where it was called To the Farthest We've Gone, to the Ends of the Earth. Anyway, it was literally about 4 girls that wanted to do an expedition to Antarctica and the training they did and the fundraising they did to get to Antarctica. And that was it. That was the whole show. There were girls that wanted to go to Antarctica, and it was the story about how they got there and their trials and tribulations to do it. And it was great, and I loved it. And I have so many of those on my list on Webtoons where it's just slice of life, adventure, go. And so this author has done a story like that I've started to enjoy. It's, as you can see, it is an Eisner award-winning series. Ooh. And I've heard so many good things about it. And I'm like, let me start reading this. And I heard about it a few years ago, but I really didn't know much about it. And so the author that did this is N.D. Stevenson. And they've done a whole lot of stuff for a whole lot of places. And I was like, holy crap. That's great. I didn't know about it. Like the new She-Ra show. Yeah, no. Yeah. They wrote that
with power was get amazing.
They wrote it with their partner. Like, yeah, this is and so that's why it had that strong girl power, accept everybody vibe, is because that's who wrote it. Somebody that's like, hey, I've transitioned and I want everyone to learn to accept people for the good that they can provide and the good that they are, regardless of where they came from. And I'm like, yo, I'm about that.
A lot of
She-Ra.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, ma'am.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, you go ahead. I haven't finished She-Ra, but it's on the list on Netflix. There's so much I need to watch on Netflix.
Yeah, I highly recommend finishing up She-Ra because it ends really beautifully. One thing that I have to say in reference to She-Ra specifically, because I'm not super familiar with the rest of their work, but She-Ra specifically, there are so many stories that have gay and lesbian and trans leads that are just rooted in tragedy and grief and strife. You know, it's about living in this society where it's always an uphill battle and you're always fighting people who are mocking you or trying to hurt you or diminish you as a person. And then you have these shows like She-Ra and some of the other things that we're going to be introducing in the show that are rooted in light and love and this utopian society where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just love who you love and it's all good and it's okay and nobody cares. And I mean that in the best way. And having that in something that is in a sense geared more towards a younger audience because it doesn't have super mature themes in there is so important. And I did not know about the person behind She-Ra, and I'm so glad that you brought their profile here because I would like to look up the rest of their stuff, because if they make something like She-Ra, I want to see what else they do.
Fair enough.
Okay, there you go. See, and ladies and gentlemen, you now see why this young lady has a seat at the table. Right there. Right there. All right, so the comic in question is one called Lumberjanes. It's about a group of girls that get together at their summer camp and just go on crazy adventures with one another. And from what I've seen, it looks freaking amazing. And the art is dope. The story is dope. And I just stumble across things, and it's somehow I just come across some of the weirdest, best things just randomly just out there doing stuff. I'm like, what's this? I heard about Lumberjanes a few years ago, and I'm like, of course, it was 2 years ago at Free Comic Book Day. I have one of their free comic books, and I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, what is this? I'm like, female lumberjacks, it's their story as a comic book? Okay, cool. Because when it comes to Free Comic Book Day, I'm a completionist, and anything that's not like super geared towards kids is what I go to get, and I try to get all of it. This is one of the years where I got just about everything, and Lumberjanes was inside that offering, and I'm like, cool, let me see what this is about. And I'm like, this is not what I thought it was about. I need to learn more. I learned more. I got more. And so here's all the accolades for everyone involved. And this is taken from the what is the it's basically an omnibus volume 2. And this is where most of this is coming from. And like look at the art. This is some dope art. I like art like this. It's simple, but it's also not simple, because you can see the details and it's all there. And I enjoy it. And the story is good. And like, for real, who wouldn't want to go to a camp and have magical adventures with your new 6 best friends? Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
I'm kind of jealous.
I really love the art style too. It reminds me of like Gravity Falls and
yes,
kind of that.
And I mean, look at this. I'm like, look, it's a Wendigo. It's Wendigo, because it's winter and they're out in the woods, so you got to find a Wendigo.
That's not what I thought it was. I thought it was when to go, when to leave.
I mean, it is. You see a Wendigo, it's
time to go.
Time to go.
There you go.
When? Now.
Yep.
Like right now.
Now to go. And just
amazing.
So good. So good.
These characters remind me of the She-Ra, like that. Go back to that one you were just on. Straight up look like characters from She-Ra. Like, I know who they are in the She-Ra-verse just by their haircuts and their body builds.
See, that's one thing I like about stuff like this is you can go back to an author's previous work and see where things came from and where they were inspired by.
Well, you can see them. You can see the artist in this.
Yes.
You can see that this is them, and that's always neat.
And look, they're fighting a Wendigo. Whose first instinct when they see a Wendigo is to fight it? Not me. I'm leaving.
Not me.
Not me.
And look, it was like Daphne from Scooby-Doo was the first one to throw. Right,
Velma.
Right?
It did kind of look like Velma. Not Velma, Daphne. Did I say Velma?
You said
Daphne. I said Velma.
Okay. All right.
I mean, action redhead with a scarf on her head. I mean,
it could go either way.
It works.
Boy, stop that right now. I saw that. I know what I did, and I saw that. I do that a lot.
Just gonna.
It's okay. It's okay.
I do that a lot, and I'm sorry.
In my cup stays.
So those are my two that I chose. Let me see.
Those are fantastic choices. I'm actually super interested in learning about both of them more. And if anyone else is, let us know. We'll probably drop in the comments section the choices that we made just to make them easier browsing. If that's.
Ooh, let me do that real quick because I got links. I got links. I got receipts, homies. I got receipts. Let me grab them receipts. So that is mine. I am done.
Thank you. I give you a 10 out of 10. Bugs Mayhem. What say you?
Mayhem? What now?
So I really had one, but then I also had another one I want to put up. I sent it to you, Reggie. Did you by any chance get it on your messenger?
Yes, I'm getting them right now.
Can you put up the second one first, please?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. So as I start my long speech as he gets ready, in the year of my Lord, when I was born under the sun, which was mistaken for a moon. Uh, um. So, you know, last week we suggested this, and I never. It's funny whenever I revisit LGBTQIA and just like their stories. Hopefully, I said that right. I apologize if I didn't.
No, it's
Okay.
okay. Sounds
Okay. Good.
good.
Thank you. And their stories and just like the humane side of just everything. And it's easy to forget what doesn't apply to you. It's easy to forget that there are other people who are suffering. It's easy to forget that there are also voices that need to be heard.
Right.
That are valid to be heard. Um. So the first thing I wanted to say was I'm actually very surprised at DC for doing this. The DC Book of Pride. And not only am I surprised, but I'm happy because a big thing that I have in some of my geek groups that I'm part of is why is Superman's son Jonathan gay, and why is this and that? And I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
God, they freaked out when that cover came out. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, they freaked out. And I'm like, get over it.
so my whole thing is, the characters. First of all, they're fictional characters, but they're meant to reflect the real world. And
Right?
I no longer engage in these conversations anymore because it really is draining after a while. Although
Hmm.
sometimes I get caught in certain things. But I would like to state that you're forgetting that people are people. You understand? It doesn't matter what they identify as, doesn't matter what their lifestyle is. If you are worried about their influence on you, that says a lot about you because you are
Right.
a whole person. But also sometimes you're overthinking it, and you need to educate yourself and understand if they did have an influence, what kind of positivity it would be, right? And also, it comes to kids, and that's another thing. Leave the kids out of it. You don't think? At least I live in New York. Kids see this every day. We get on a train. Sometimes you don't even know. Okay, sometimes you do. You know what I'm saying? Explain it to them as a parent, guardian, or whatever person that should,
Authority figure.
right? And then even educate yourself as to what's going on. And sometimes you don't even have to get into the nitty gritty and just be like, this person identifies as this, and that's all it is to it. Remember, they're people.
How
It was
hard? It's going to be hard to explain two dads to my child. No,
no,
it's
it's not.
not. It's like a mommy and a daddy, but there's two daddies and they love each other and take care of the kid.
Oh, but this wasn't, this shouldn't be taught in school. Oh, but it was literally taught in certain ways when we watch cartoons. I identify as Bugs Bunny 100%, as Kat pointed out a couple episodes, 100%, because at the same time, I used to watch Bugs Bunny. And you know what? You know what the great thing that Bugs Bunny did? He used to literally cross dress, just saying, and kiss men to get his way.
Who doesn't remember Jerry in a shaved fur bikini?
Yes.
You
Yes.
remember that?
Yes. So, anywho, we can go on, and it's not. I don't want to shame anybody. I don't want to say like you're bad. I just want to make it so that way people who have a small minded
Yeah.
view see how big this topic is and how less non-threatening it is, and it's okay to educate yourself. It's okay. It's okay to change your position and opinion. That's what happens when you educate yourself. So I'm happy that DC currently has it on Amazon. They're not supporting us. We're not sponsored by them in any sort of way. But I like books like this where we talk about some of the characters and people that are reflected in the real world and our fantasies. Don't worry about that, okay? Don't worry about that. Stop focusing on that, okay? Jesus,
Don't worry
13
about it.
the word 13 tabs. It's a long. I'm old school. I got a whole bunch of tabs open. I don't know where the music's coming from. Okay.
I just want to know where your battery at. That's what I'm focused on right now.
Oh, if you were somebody in my life who worried about that, I'd drive you crazy. You'd ask me not to display that. So I love that. If this is your shtick and you want to know DC characters that I identify on the LGBTQIA spectrum, LGBTQIA.
I
Um,
actually have the Wonder Woman one.
okay, dope.
Great issue. I have several copies of that actually.
So that's
Of
dope.
course.
This is probably gonna be. I'm gonna get this book. This is gonna be probably my other book that I have, which is like the Anatomy of X-Men, which I thought was amazing. But this
I
is
don't need that book because that sadly is all stuck up here.
Okay.
Like the
But
X-Men,
that
I
is
know
a
way too much
great,
about them.
great mainstream issue showing all our queer superheroes
Get on it, Marvel. No.
and adjacents.
And adjacents. Can I show the second one?
I think that DC does a better job
Mm-hmm.
of promoting their characters, but they do exist in the Marvel universe. They're just not as prevalent. But hopefully, with this new wave, we're going to see that more and more,
Okay.
which we are
We
kind
can
of
hope.
getting hints of that in shows that have already come out and in phases that will be. Are they this year or next year?
Probably this
Yeah.
year,
Both.
maybe towards the end. Both. Let's say both of them. Both. BOFF.
Both of them.
Both
Both
of
of
them.
them.
Both
I
of
just
them.
hope that they do better with these stories than they did with their female-driven stories because
Fair
those
enough.
have been.
I would like to put my first pick, if possible. I know the computer's acting wonky. Willy Wonka. Mm, mm, mm,
Oompa
mm,
loompa
bubbity boo.
doopity doo. Give me a second. I'll give that to you. I'm
So
putting links into the chat now.
Oh my god!
I hope those links work. I've never sent a link through our general chat. Let me know if those work, because I'm not sure if those are gonna
I see it there.
work.
I see it there.
I don't know if those are gonna work. I'm trying something new here.
So
Mhm.
you are buying this book?
Yes.
Dope.
You
I
saw
will
it in
do
his
the
cart
same.
on Amazon, so I think he's buying the book.
There are things that have been in my cart on Amazon for literal years.
And then you get the notification, hey, it's on sale, or
Yeah, it's
about
like
to-
price has dropped. Their price has gone up 23 cents. And I'm like,
Greg said they work.
Thank
Greg.
you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
You're a real
Thank you,
one.
Greg.
So you have a second one up?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, sorry.
Oh!
Hi, say hi. Say hi. Mwah. So this is by the cow. I hope I'm saying their name correctly. An illustrator and comic artist, creator of Mondo Manga. That's the actual comic book name, as well as Magical Boy. Magical Boy, I'm going to put this in very simple terms, is a story about a young girl who realizes that as a boy she was in the wrong body, and she's now identifying as a boy named Max. She was born as Anne, and she's coming out and letting her parents know that she doesn't feel that's who she is internally, and she wants to be identified as Max. And ironically, her mom, within the first 3 issues, because I read that far and I was like, I think I gotta buy this. I'm working on it. But they got up to 10 free issues. And it's like 26 altogether. And I'm just like, I'm gonna have to buy it. So, and I thought this was great
Ooh, talk
because
about sinking that hook deep.
no, because this story is about trans men. So kind of going back to what Kat was saying before, a lot of the stories are generally rooted in darkness and pain and struggle. This isn't. Max comes from a line of family members. I was gonna say of women, of goddesses, in a sense, descendants who have helped protect the god from, help protect the god and help a god from an ancient evil. Mom is excited, at the time. She's like, Anne, you're going to become the next person in line to help. And Anne at the time was like, no, I'm Max. And at that point, at the 3rd issue, everybody's like, what's going on? It was bad. There was some fighting, there was some shouting, and it was very much realistic of the world today. Except for that. Is the computer telling me to wrap it up?
I was like, "Where are we playing a clip
No.
of something?" No, that's us. Oh, he looks great.
Yeah,
Max looks great.
So I think this is further into the story as Max begins to
kind of Kingdom Hearts a little bit.
Know a little bit more about himself, and then about his power. So far it's amazing. The art is amazing. It is a webtoon, so you can literally view it for free up to issue 10 or episode 10 as it's called, and then after that you do have to pay for the rest, which I think is an amazing thing because it got me hooked. So go ahead, Reggie.
Is it actually on Webtoons or is it just a scrollable?
It's a scrollable comic. Here, do I have I should have,
because Webtoons is his actual own thing.
Okay, I know what I figured that comics you can read
people.
online was Webtoons. That's how I said it. So I'm wrong. Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay,
they got the name from the app that started it.
Okay. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find the the website because I had it up and then I was like, we're not going to talk
This
about it.
is fantastic. Thank you so much. I am interested, but I also overwhelmed by the fact that you said that there's already 20 some odd issues out.
It's
It's all
episodes,
right.
so it's
Look,
like one
look.
issue, but it's like maybe I'm saying it wrong. It's one issue.
When you start scrolling,
Actually,
you're gonna
one
go
volume,
quick.
different issue.
That's all
But
there is
it's
to it.
just like, when
Mhm.
people tell you, like, say Supernatural, and you find out and you're like, oh, 20 something seasons. Oh, like that's a lot. I don't know if I
Oh,
can commit to all that, but I want, like, I'm just adding things to the list that I know that I'm never going to get to, but this is another thing that now I'm just super interested in, even just reading the overviews of, because it sounds like a fantastic story. I love the art. I always seem to love the art, don't I? But I love this. I love the colors. I
Mhm.
love the title art. Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love anything with like space.
It's 43 episodes. So the way I look at it is one season, 43 episodes. That's all. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
so it's
Don't come.
tablets.
But it's
There
quick.
we go.
It's
That
quick.
works.
It's like, yeah.
I think the
It is.
pronunciation
Trust
of
me.
cow is correct because they have what looks like a bull
A
as
cow.
their.
Yeah. That's what I
I'm
was
assuming it's
thinking.
a cow, but it looks like a bull to me. But yeah, fantastic choices. 10 out of 10. Reggie, what are your thoughts?
I like it. There is actually an anime that's very similar to this, where they take the magic girl trope and turn it on its head. It's a bunch of dudes that become magic girls when they transform and they have to protect the planet. And everyone's
Okay.
and they're okay with it. They're like, cool, we're guys and we transform and then we
You
transform
got your
into
buffalo?
literal magic girls.
You
And
know,
it's the premise of
one thing that I'm going to
go
say
ahead.
about just trans in general is I cannot imagine the kind of body dysmorphia that would entail to wake up every day and look at your body and not just, hate that you have a pudge or that you have a double chin or, you wish your edges grew in, but to have such
Mhm.
a feeling of this is not my body. This is not reflective of who I am as a person. Like I can't even imagine what that feels like. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and just be disgusted with what I see and not even want to get out of bed or leave my bedroom. Um, but to have it in that sense where I don't even feel like I should be a woman, the absolute bravery and honesty with themselves that people need to have to go through everything they have to go to start transitioning, to come out to their families, to live in a society of people that knew them as one gender and now they're asking them to address them as another gender with a different name, and the kind of backlash that they get from that. I can't even imagine. And my heart breaks for everyone that doesn't have someone to support them. And I think it's so important that these authors continue to push um, content like this out for, it may not change anyone's mind,
Mm.
but for the person who identifies themselves in that story, it can make the world of difference. And
So
parents, do right
no.
by your fucking kids.
Mm.
I'm gonna leave that at that.
I was going to read the description that I couldn't
Please do.
find, but I can't find it, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. What I
Mhm.
loved about this is that it relates to, once again, what people go through, whether they're transitioning, whether they're identifying and coming out to their parents, the people that they love, and it's painting a much better picture than just always being in strife. But it's painting real life issues where people don't understand and they lash out. So I ask for patience to be given on both sides, for you to understand and also educate yourself continuously. Give me 1 second. Sending a cat a big hug and love your sister. Yes, preach. That's Sebastian from Nerds and
Thank
Around.
you. I
Nerds.
figured.
Okay,
I figured.
stick around. We do have I have an announcement for you, Sebastian. But yeah, I just to kind of piggyback really quick off of Kat because she said it all. Once again, people have the patience and just the fortitude to educate yourselves as to what's going on and as to why, because people are going through enough as it is. And I work with the public,
He works with the populace.
the populace, but
does.
the amount of courage it takes. Think about it. Some of you can't even break up with your partners. The amount
Mhm.
of courage to tell somebody that, hey, I identify as XYZ and I'm a part of this misunderstood, group. I would like for you to accept me as I am. and love me nonetheless. Takes a lot of courage.
Isn't that what we all want? For someone to love us just as we are?
I would also like the winning lottery numbers on top of that, but it's not my time.
I would like that in a state where I don't have to identify myself. Connecticut. Ugh. So I overachieved with this because I started to go. I knew what I kind of was looking for. But then I found more than I was anticipating, and I didn't want to leave any of them out. So
You're also
mine are
precious.
gonna
I can
be.
leave you.
Well, you saw who I picked, right? Well, obviously, because I sent them to you. How could I choose amongst them?
Fair enough.
I mean,
Like, how could I?
I'll give you
I
that.
have to and so they're going to be brief. I'm not going to go into it like you did. I didn't have any other media aside from their pictures and their names, which I sent to Reggie. And then I have, because trying to keep everything all together was getting confusing for me, I have their Wikipedias open in tabs on my phone. So I will be looking down to just get some brief notes. But I just wanted to give a brief overview of these astounding creators with amazing stuff that you need to check and stuff that you've consumed without even realizing who was behind it, just like with Shira with me. Like, I had no idea. So if you just, in any order, doesn't matter, I'll just flip between one of them.
It's in the
So
order you
first
sent
up,
it.
oh, okay, great. The first one is Joe Quinones. Quinones.
Quinones.
I
I'd say
should know how to
Quinones.
pronounce something like that. That's
You would
literally my last
imagine.
name, but with a Z instead of an S. He is an American artist. He's done Harley Quinn art in assorted Batman covers. He's a huge fan of the Batman films and Burton especially. And then he did a bunch of Batman and oh goodness me.
Joker,
Yes. I
Superman.
just don't understand why I'm having such a hard time with this.
It happens. It's okay. Take your time. We're in no rush.
Sorry. Young Avengers, War of the Realms, Giant Man. Like, he's been involved in a ton of stuff. Most notably, Howard the Duck, which
Nice.
I don't know why that was the one that was eluding me. Like, I was just like, oh, Howard the Duck. He is queer, but he does not like to specify in what way. So we're going to leave it at that. But yeah, he's done some amazing things. You've seen his art. You've watched his art come to life, and obviously seen Howard the Duck. So, and he was one of the men behind the comic lines of that. So, moving on to our next one, we have an OG, Patricia Highsmith, one of the very first comic writers, woman, and a lesbian. She was born in 1921.
Ooh.
And
Dangerous for that.
she's a novelist. She did a lot of short stories. She does Strangers on a Train, The Price of Salt, The Talented Mr. Ripley, Deep Water, The Cry of the Owl. And she did the first lesbian novel with a happy ending. It was published 38 years after she originally published it, or it was republished 38 years later as Carol under her own name. Before that, it was called The Price of Salt, and it was from 1952. She has done some comic work as well, mostly freelance stuff for Timely Comics, USA Comics, Real Life Comics, and Captain Midnight and Western Comics. So she's dabbled in comics as well. I say dabbled, but she's got a lot of credits to her name. But mostly people know her from The Talented Mr. Ripley and those kind of suspense things that she did.
Okay.
Price of Salt was made into a movie as well, if I remember correctly, but just an OG queen.
Okay.
And then next we have Amanda Stenberg. I don't like that this is the picture on her wiki, but I like that it had her name on it, which is why I kept it. You may recognize her. She's Rue from the Hunger Games.
Oh, it's Rue.
It's Rue, who absolutely broke my mother freaking heart.
She broke everybody's heart.
She broke everybody's heart.
Ugh. And so she was also in Sleepy Hollow, Rio 2, Mr. Robinson, Everything, The Hate You Give. And
oh, she's the main chick from The Hate You Give. Okay.
Yeah, she was in the Netflix miniseries The Eddie and Dear Evan Hansen. She is very active in the LGBTQIA community. And I'm trying to get to her comic stuff because she is writing comics. She is an intersectional feminist.
Okay.
And why can't I see? I had this up. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's
There's
technical Wednesdays for us, okay?
I
Right?
know. I
The
know.
nerds that are around.
is one of those
She
days.
also auditioned for Shuri in Black
Ooh.
Panther.
You know what? I think I would like her as Shuri, depending. I think I would prefer her. The nerds that are around went through a technical Tuesday thing as well. So I saw what you did, Sebastian. I like it.
She's also been in she's going to be in the Star Wars series, The Acolyte, and
Oh,
she's Margot Kess, aka Spider Bite, in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Nice.
And why doesn't her wiki? She does work on comics too, but I can't. I think I'm just scrolling too fast. I can't find it. Trust me, she's writing comics too. I just can't remember what they're called right now.
Sebastian said her comic is with Sebastian Jones.
Thank you. I don't know why I don't see it here when I literally was just reading it.
I'm gonna fight you, baby. You out here making noise.
Anyways. So that's Amanda Stenberg, another one that you should check out. She is amazing in everything, but most especially, yeah, except it's Wednesday. So is it just like whacked up Wednesday? I don't know. That was awful.
Her other comic
We'll
is
just strike
called
that.
Niobe.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
So moving, but yeah, especially Rue will always forever have my heart. Her portrayal as Rue was perfection. Perfection. No matter what else happens in the Hunger Games film, her as Rue breaks my heart every time. I start to cry every time. I cry every time. And I've seen that movie a lot. And even when I read the book, I picture her because she was just so perfectly cast. But moving on. We have, if I'm looking at this right, the Wachowski sisters. They are trans females and most especially known for the Matrix series, V for Vendetta, Speed Racer, Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending, and one of my favorite miniseries of all time, Sense8. That was freaking amazing. So they did.
I still need to watch the movie.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I still need to finish that. I need to watch. Wait, no, I need to watch season 2 and the movie. I'm way behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good stuff.
For which one? The Sense8?
Yeah, Sense8. Yeah.
So they also have done some. They created Burly Man Entertainment and released comic books based on the Matrix, Shaolin Cowboy, and Doc Frankenstein. So they are working. So Shaolin Cowboy is created, written, and drawn by Jeff Darrow, and the Wachowskis contribute to the opening dialogue to each issue. And Doc Frankenstein, which is also by Jeff Darrow, written by the Wachowskis with art by Scroce, Skroce. Not quite sure, but they are like living their best lives. And when they made the Matrix movies, they had not transitioned yet, but now they are living their lives openly as trans women and killing it. And I'm so in awe of the amazingness of these two, of all the things that they have put out in the world that we all know. I mean, the Matrix alone, how it changed media going forward. We talked about that on another episode.
Yes, we did.
But even V for Vendetta, everybody loves that freaking movie. Sense8,
remember.
Some of the best TV I've ever seen. And then finally, Gerard Arthur Way. He is best known as the lead vocalist and co-founder of My Chemical Romance.
That's
what?
But he is also the maker of The Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he co-created and wrote the comic miniseries The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys and the Eisner Award-winning comic book series The Umbrella Academy. Yes, the guy from My Chemical Romance is behind The Umbrella Company. Yeah. Isn't he fantastic?
He's amazing.
That is dope. And see, the thing I like about it is back when somehow I was a scene kid without being a scene kid when My Chemical Romance broke up, and he's like, "No, we're not broke up. I'll just do everything," and kept it going until he got a new band behind him.
Now he is he uses he and they pronouns and is leaning towards becoming non-binary. Says he identifies with many female characteristics and feminine characteristics, and rides that line, but he still uses the pronouns he and they. So beyond that,
sorry.
his intrusive thoughts won. So this was my final choice. Again, just brief rundowns, and I'm sorry for my technical, bad speed reading issues right now. But all of these people that I have listed are definitely people worth checking out if you haven't already. And again, it just goes to show you never know who is the one producing the things that you're consuming and enjoying. And that just goes to show you that all these voices deserve to be heard.
Right.
Unless they're Nazis, then sorry.
I think we
Your
can
eyes
just
are covered and you cannot see, you don't count.
I think when people say things like that it's kind of baseline. No Nazis. No Nazis. No skinheads.
Probably
no neo-Nazis. Yeah.
Well, this is an episode about love. This is an episode about love, acceptance, excuse me, and recognition. Thank you, Kat, as always, for your great picks. I'm gonna have to give you the Mayhem 10 out of 10.
You got the official 10 out of 10.
Wait, were my 10 out of 10s unofficial?
They were official, but there's a hierarchy to things. I started this. You know what I'm saying?
He did start this nonsense, and so it does start from and stem from him.
That's fair. No, go ahead.
I was going to say your picks were phenomenal, and they range so much. You think you've educated us with just Mr. Way alone,
right?
Well, yeah, Mr. Way. I believe that's the correct.
Well, he's not the only musician that's behind a great comic. I mean, we have iZombie too with Rob. Frick, what's his name?
Rob. Oh, what? Mr.
I want to say Rob Thomas, but I don't know that.
Yeah, Rob Thomas.
It's Rob Thomas. Okay,
it is Rob Thomas. Yeah,
with iZombie.
iZombie. I love the TV show.
I love the TV show iZombie. I was floored when I found out that she was putting on an American accent, and that's not how she talks. I met her at a convention. I was like,
"You're like, Liv, what are you doing?"
And it's the same thing with the guy that played Spike. He does not. He's not. He's American. He talks like you and me. Wow. And I was like, what is that coming out of your mouth right now?
What is that coming out of your mouth?
What are those words?
Some regular things come out of that English mouth of yours.
Does not compute. But anyway, thank you very much for your picks. They were amazing. Thank you for allowing me to kind of take the lead here. The lead singer for, of course he is. Of course he is. That does not surprise me at all.
What?
Why are we questioning this? It's not our lives. Just let it go.
It's true. It's so shocking to see somebody that for one thing and they were really good at it pivot into something.
But it just goes to show you that creative people always need a creative outlet, and they don't necessarily continue on that same one. Like take, for example, Smashing Pumpkins. I have nothing against that band. I enjoyed their music in the 90s. I think is when they kind of hit their peak. The audience for that kind of music has shifted. Right. So he may not have been able to make the living or find the same joy in making that music as he did back then, if he found joy in making the music back then. And now he's doing his own thing. I mean, power to him. It won't be the first time a personality has gone from one kind of art form to another.
This is true.
Oh,
you got to look at them all like.
Can I think of one right now?
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of athletes that go on to be entertainers, like The Rock and John Cena and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, like the bodybuilders turned actors, politicians turned actors, actors turned politicians. Looking at you.
That's true. What do you mean? Arnold Schwarzenegger was an actor that turned politician.
Yeah, he was an actor turned politician. He was a bodybuilder turned actor turned politician turned actor.
All the boxes.
Most of the others that have gone from actor to politician have not done well.
Have not done what?
Well.
Oh.
I mean, that could be subjective depending on how much money they have.
Bad Bunny's a wrestler? What?
Yeah, I think
Is he a wrestler or did he just show up on a show and get
I think
beat
he's an
somebody up
actual
or
wrestler because I believe 4 episodes ago, Sebastian talked about that. I think that debuted in, is it Puerto Rico? I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. I think he talked about that. He's probably typing away as we speak. Speaking of Sebastian, Nerds at Around, big shout out to the Nerds at Around, another geek company, another geek content creator for nerds, geeks, and fans alike. Because let's be real, we call ourselves geeks and nerds, but we really are fans of great storytelling. That's what it is. Whether it be sci-fi, whether it be comics, whether it be anything. He wrestled a few matches. See, he wrestled a few matches. Let us know where and what was his name, please. Was he Bad Bunny? I don't know. He gave us the Nerds Around gave us a shout out last week. So obviously, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna shout them out. You can find them every week on Tuesday at the Nerds Around on YouTube. I believe they have a Twitch. They may not because they may not be messing with Twitch. Facebook, I mean, StreamYard. So go on YouTube for now. I'm waiting for him to send me the credentials and all that good stuff, and I'll probably post it up as well. Featured on the show is my boy Taos by Law. Taos, Taos by Law. You put it together. There's nobody else with that name. It's unique. He does it all. We have Valerie VMAC. She's on YouTube with TEAV. It's amazing. Definitely a good movement for sisterhood and letting us know what they consider to be nonsensical versus, I would say, true.
You know what? I was just reading that on my phone, and there it is up on the screen.
I'm a wizard.
Oh,
You are.
okay.
You are. You're reading my mind. I'm here for it. You know, as long as you get your bag for as long as you can, because we all know that celebrity is fleeting.
YouTube and
Right.
Twitch. Gotcha. Tone is on Instagram, and Sebastian is also on the Nerds of the Round as well as his own personal page. Go to the Nerds of the Round on YouTube. Actually, Nerds of the Round, if I'm not mistaken. You'll see the actual icon. They'll have all their stuff, all their great links. Be sure to shout them out. And if I get time this week, I'll make a little short clip of them.
I
together.
would love to have all of them on at some point, or be on their show at some point.
All right, Sebastian,
Ooh,
you heard it.
soon
Make it
mayhem
happen.
from that.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Last week they were talking. Oh my goodness, what the hell were they? Because I was just watching the show. They were talking. What were they talking about? They were talking about Secret Wars. They were talking about Secret Wars. We're not Secret Wars. Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Right. We're not going to talk about that. Some people aren't caught up. That's fine. That means
Because they're waiting for it to fully be done, and then they're going to binge it.
Nothing wrong with that. We would listen. They started that. They started that culture where they gave us everything, and now they're making us wait. So they hooked us on the drug first, and they're like, you gotta pay.
Right.
Well, I know this is going to sound stupid, but it's actually easier for me to carve out chunks of time to binge watch something than it is to find an hour here and there to watch an episode.
I don't.
It sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but it's the
Yeah.
truth.
But all right, fine. That's fine.
If that's how you live your life, that is how you live
Living
your
your
life.
truth. It's amazing. These guys were having a technical Tuesday. That was amazing. That was fun. And just I think it was like the first 5 minutes. There was a lot of points, and I realized I have to definitely set an alarm and I have to join in because there were a lot of points that we're making about Secret Invasion. They also came back to Spider-Man, which is dope. I listened to our show. Does anybody else go back sometime and listen to our show?
I do until I hear my voice, and then I hate it, and then I stop listening.
Oh my god!
I'm
And
being
I feel
honest.
the same way.
That's fine.
I feel the
Ladies
same
and gentlemen, leader of the A gang. We had some great points. I look forward to hearing everybody's talks about some of the movies coming out. We got a nice little summer coming up. I'm not gonna lie.
Next week, we're going to have Mia on the show because we're all going to watch Camp Cucamonga together and discuss.
Man, that sounds like an interesting show.
What's the matter? You need some Ricola? I can send you some.
Ricola.
Ricola.
Oh, see, you sound fine. See you next week. Come on.
Oh my goodness. We definitely need we need to work on another intro and outro, a random news thing that Reggie has helped us out, our promos, and maybe just our 5-minute warning or intro thing that we're supposed to be doing that Ray said we should have been doing from like
I gave you a minute.
last year.
I gave you a minute. You
I
refused to
think
play it.
we should ask the audience if my episode idea, my Kim Kukumanga episode idea, should be a thing, and I think we should ask them
We're gonna
and let them choose.
although it is free on YouTube, we're gonna
It
get
is free
my
on YouTube.
we're gonna get because nobody runs YouTube. It's all ran by programs.
No,
and
it's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna watch it. We're not gonna watch it like live stream because
Camp Tiki
that would be the whole thing. Camp Titicaca is a staple of 90s childhood, and I don't understand 80s, 90s.
No,
One of those.
No. If you're talking about a camp show that's for the kids from its time, it's Camp Anawana. We
See,
hold you in
that's
our
a
hearts.
TV show. I'm talking about a made-for-TV film that had a bunch of mother freaking all-stars. Okay, all-stars.
Nerd Sebastian said do it.
See, Sebastian is in.
Sebastian over here doing his best Lucy impersonation. Do it.
And for like a bonus round, Bergie and I can try to like both sing the rap at the same time and see who finishes first or who can get through it without messing up. I think I'll win that one. And it'll be the second time that I beat him and he'll be very upset.
She's
Okay.
like, by the way, remember when I won this? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing that I think is funniest
Put this
about
back
that
in
is I really was not trying to win at all.
And I couldn't shut up long enough to do anything right. So
No,
I had
you
to-
were actually your own worst enemy because you gave me the right answer
You gave
more
us the
than
right-
once.
And you sabotaged yourself. Thank you.
You
We
did.
appreciate
You
it.
did because your
I-
need to correct her pronunciation told on you.
Amongst other
You should have
things.
just let it go.
We're gonna bring that episode up when we go to this year's review.
We're gonna play it in slow-mo. Reggie doing himself in
When-
with his
when-
well,
when-
actually.
Wouldn't that just be every show? then? if
This
if,
is
I, if it's about
amazing.
me doing myself in, that's every show. So I feel a little picked on right now.
You'll be all
I
right.
don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm better.
So, with that being said, I want to start a new tradition that we've been talking about and it's been pretty good. I would like for you guys to tell me one thing that you had happened so far between last week's episode and this week's episodes that was enjoyable. You know, something that made you happy, something that was amazing. You know, just ending on a happy note, a good note. We used to do this on the podcast, and I thought it would be a great tradition to carry over.
Hmm?
What's that?
I'll
You
go
want me to go first while you guys think of something? Sure.
I,
I'm gonna
no,
go.
I got
Please
this.
do.
Okay.
I got this. You wait your turn, sir.
I will.
So my happy moment between last show and this show is my wife's successful surgery to repair her hernia and her gastric bypass.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Boom.
She was out here kicking and screaming and kicking and out here kicking ass. But
Well, no,
no,
that's the daily shots she kicks and screams for. If y'all could only hear what happened in the pre-show before you got here, ma'am, bloody murder was you think I was abusing my
Yep.
wife.
Yep.
okay.
It's when I came in and I heard, I'm like, what is
So
that?
Sounds like she's making a full recovery. See her next week. Can't
Right?
kitty cock.
Yeah,
out.
just in time for Camp Chimichanga.
Cat, do you want to go forward?
You know, the last few weeks have been kind of tough for me. But one really bright spot in the midst of all this is my nephews that live in Maryland had to come up for some sad reasons as well. But
Mhm.
instead of staying at a hotel or staying with other their father's side of the family, they asked if they could come stay with me. So I got to spend Friday and Saturday with them. And, you know, they're in their 20s and they're living their lives. But the fact that they knew that my home was their home, I felt pretty freaking great.
That's a good feeling.
That's a great feeling.
And Mia, you're going to watch Camp Chimney.
Cheerio.
You're going to watch it.
Chimney.
Ray, we do have a Discord. We're still kind of setting up and ironing out the kinks. I mean, we have it set up and everything, so we could probably do it there. Kat, were you finished by any chance? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm done. That was it.
Okay. So the best thing that happened to me is I called out of work. and I got to enjoy a day off. I mean, Father's Day was also, but I got to say happy Father's Day to a lot of fathers I know. One being Reginald. As I told him last year, I heard he won last year's trophy. I'm coming for it this year, as Father of the Year. So prepare yourself, Playboy. It was just an amazing time to kind of take a day off from work, and just I also got to spend time with my daughter as well. So that's always dope, So that was my happy moment of the week. And with that being said, I think it's time we say so long. Now it's time for so long.
I'd like to say one more thing before you awkwardly cut us off, and that is to protect queer youth, especially our trans babies.
Yes.
I completely agree. 100.
I kind of want to play that 1 minute live intro and just
do it. I dare you.
What live intro? What live intro?
This one. Reginald.
Why when my hand was like that? Why when my hand was like that?
Because you're talking about what it looked like.
Yo, Reginald, there are very few times that I'll admit that I am wrong to you. I was wrong. We are playing that every time. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 4-letter nerd. Peace.